Trump lawyer John Eastman, the author of the infamous coup memo from 2021, has now been hit with 11 different charges from the California State Bar that could result in his disbarment. And yes, every single one of the charges he has been hit with has resulted from his relationship with Donald Trump. So let me read just a few of the things he's been hit with. There's 11 disciplinary counts. One count is failure to support the Constitution and laws of the United States. There are 2 counts of, quote, seeking to mislead a court. The Bar Association also cites 6 counts of moral turpitude misrepresentation and 2 counts of simply moral turpitude. This is what the Bar says in their actual filing of disciplinary action. This is wonderful. I love this. I absolutely love what they have said. The notice of disciplinary charges alleges that Mr. Eastman violated this duty in furtherance of an attempt to usurp the will of the American people and overturn election results for the highest office in the land. An egregious and unprecedented attack on our democracy for which he must be held accountable. Respondent knew or was grossly negligent in not knowing that, as an attempt to cast doubt on the results of the election, this statement was false and misleading in that, as respondent knew at the time, there was no evidence upon which a reasonable attorney would rely of fraud in any state election involving deceased voters or otherwise, which could have affected the outcome of the election. It continues, and it's just as scathing throughout the entire thing. So here's what we're looking at here. One of my favorite parts about this story is the fact that 2 days ago, there was a big article out there asking the question, why hasn't John Eastman been held accountable for his role in the attempts to overturn the 2020 election? And while he still technically is not being held accountable for it, he is being punished for it to a degree. Any one out of these 11 charges he was hit with by the California State Bar could result in his disbarment. Now, if after they, have their hearings, which is what will happen next, if they determine that he is guilty of any of these charges, they're not criminal charges, by the way, it's just charges by the bar. Any of them, they will vote on whether or not to permanently disbar him from the state of California, where, of course, he is a law professor. So that's probably going to hurt his career prospects just a little bit. But more importantly, it goes back to the point that I have been making for several years now, which is nobody that throws their lot in with Donald Trump gets a happy ending. And that is especially true of his lawyers. Ask Michael Cohen. Ask Rudy Giuliani. Ask the recently sanctioned Alina Habba. Ask Christina Bobb, who may have perjured herself by lying to federal authorities. Ask John Eastman. Things aren't going well for Donald Trump's lawyers, and they never do. You would think, after Michael Cohen got charged and went to jail, that these other lawyers who decided to represent Trump would be like, well, wait a minute, this guy took the fall over here. Am I sure Trump's not going to have me do the same thing? You would think after Giuliani was put under criminal investigation, he was ultimately, cleared, but he still faces disciplinary hearings with bars. So yeah, I don't understand why any reasonable lawyer would want to get involved with Trump. It's not going to end well. And there is more than enough evidence available right now to show you what could eventually happen to you if you want to take on Trump as a client.
One of today's video sponsors is Mosh, makers of protein bars that boost your body and your brain. If you're busy during the day or just constantly on the go, you need to try Mosh. It's a protein bar that's made for your brain. Sometimes it can be difficult to stick to a good schedule and eating right, and it's easy to reach for a bag of greasy chips or even a candy bar. But Mosh is a great tasting, nutrient-packed bar that will help get rid of those midday cravings while avoiding those calorie-heavy snacks. With 6 delicious flavors, each Mosh bar comes packed with 12 grams of protein and brain-boosting ingredients like ashwagandha, lion's mane, collagen, and omega-3s. And at 160 calories and only 1 gram of sugar, Mosh protein bars are the guilt-free snack your brain and body will crave. Your brain is your #1 tool, which is why Mosh protein bars were expertly formulated by top neuroscientists and functional nutritionists to support optimal brain health. Founded by Patrick Schwarzenegger and Maria Shriver, Mosh is a mission-driven company with a portion of all proceeds donated to support women's brain health research through the Women's Alzheimer's Movement at Cleveland Clinic. Mosh has been super helpful for me because I get up extra early each day, which leaves a big gap between breakfast and lunch. So I can reach for a Mosh bar in the mid-morning, help boost my body and my brain, and avoid going for a heavier lunch. So don't settle for a mediocre snack when you can nourish your body and mind with the fuel it needs to succeed. So whether you're at the gym, on the go, or just living your best life, Mosh protein bars will keep your brain and body fit, fueled, and feeling good. So head to moshlife.com/ROF to save 20% off plus free shipping on your first 6-count trial pack. That's 20% off plus free shipping on your first 6-count trial pack, which includes all 6 mouth-watering flavors. moshlife.com/ROF, or just click at the link below in the video description.